Ouch, the way Harry fell into Meghan's trap made us really see how dangerous the yacht girl is. Hello and a very warm welcome to LVT News Channel. Well, as it turns out, Meghan has been using her tears to manipulate Harry from the very beginning when they first started dating. Meghan would come up with some pretty incredible stories about being harassed by the paparazzi and people hating her thanks to her skin color, and that the royals were also not being very nice to her. Do you remember how Meghan complained that Catherine didn't want to go shopping with her? Oh, poor baby. Except the fact is anybody with a bit of sense wouldn't want to be friends with Meghan anyway. So Catherine was wise to keep her distance. Harry was going to want the truth from Meghan on so many issues, and when Harry would ask if there was any truth in the story, Meghan would just start crying and she refused to answer her. Now, if I were Harry, I would have taken that crying as a confirmation of the fact that she was guilty, but Harry decided that he was going to trust her, and she kept avoiding answering his questions by crying and collapsing into a heap on the floor, and Harry wanted to know things like why she refused to see her family except for Doria, and also why was it that Meghan called the Toronto police that time to come to her apartment. Was Meghan a yogurt once upon a time? Did she spend time at Soho House to try to make herself some money? Why was she being fired from Suits, and why could she not get along with Prince William or Catherine, the Princes of Wales? And Meghan decided she would just cry and carry on, and so that way she could always avoid answering Harry's questions. Meghan was a yacht girl, and apparently she was also an escort working for an agency that is very upper class. They've got agencies all around the world for very wealthy men, and Meghan's always just crying on the floor. She calls the police to get attention because she wanted to be famous, and the fact is Sue didn't want her anymore. Her performance was lackluster, and so they fired. Meghan told so many lies about her family, and she was worried that she would get caught in her lies on her wedding day. Said her father would be there mingling with the guests and they would be asking him questions and he would blow her cover, and so Meghan couldn't stand for that to happen. So that's why she did such a horrible thing to her father and refused to associate with him anymore. But see, I guess Doria just plays along with her little schemes because she and Meghan have some type of deal. If Doria can support Meghan and her BF, and she'll pay all of Doria's bills. Now, Meghan has had a few jobs in her life like actress and hostess and call girl for the very wealthy. Can we believe a word that she says? Though no, but a stupid ginger prince does believe everything that she says, and she knows how to lead him by the frozen penis in his pants, which really isn't a huge surprise. I mean, Harry is a complete imbecile for believing Meghan's crocodile tears. Meghan is really not a very good actress. Meghan is also not very creative in her manipulative schemes. She uses some classic moves and I find them exhausting. The sobbing heap on the floor act is ridiculous. She just did that to avoid having to answer some serious questions and to try to keep Harry from ever asking those questions again. Meghan is so easy to see through. Though the more I learn about her, the more I despise her, and Meghan could never be forgiven for the way that she treated the lake. And I'm guessing that's exactly what Meghan was thinking when she collapsed on the floor in tears, and it wouldn't shock me that Meghan was thinking to herself as she acted out this little role that, well, if Harry believes me, then why can't Hollywood believe me? My acting skills are so stellar, surely people should be lining up to watch me in an epic movie. Girl, no. Harry is the only one who believes your little act, and let's not forget that she did an interview in the past when she was still a bit part actress, and she talked about that it's easy for her to cry on cue and that she could squeeze a tear from her left eye if she needed to. That is the real Meghan Markle. She's a village bicycle that's been written way too many times, and her presence really degraded the. So the question is, why would Harry want to be with somebody like that? Somebody who used to be a yacht girl. Nobody wants to date anybody that your friend has been with. Come on, and if Harry were not a complete idiot, then he would have realized what that behavior was all about and that it should have raised some big red flags. I mean, when somebody acts the way that those two have, they deserve every single nasty comment that comes their way. We are talking about a couple of pieces of garbage that deliberately tried to upset Harry's dying grandfather and grandmother and have shown no feelings of remorse and no mercy to either family. Words. I mean, I don't think there are words that are hard enough for the two of them personally. I want to see their titles taken. Meghan probably thought that she was looking sexy too. She just looks like an idiot. She always looks like she's high on something, and she looked like she was about ready to fall off the seat, and it is funny because her little act is so incredibly phony. Harry is such a fool. He knew her for only a short time before he decided to marry her. That is almost always a recipe for disaster. She is somebody who stuck around while he continued acting like an idiot and told him how amazing he was. Both of them are seriously in denial. I also think that people are just sick of hearing Harry's whining and the lies too. It's obvious that he's just trying to do that to get more money from his father. Harry claims that he wanted his freedom. Well, he got his freedom, but you know what? He had all his bills paid for in that first year and probably the majority of the second year too. They did agree on that, but Harry wanted more. I mean, we're just trying to find the money to heat our homes and put food on the table. But for Harry, millions is not enough. The way most people feel about the traitors too is that they should stop whining and they should consider themselves very lucky. The truth is the king is the personification of state, and Harry is so insulting to the crown. So, really, he's insulting all of the UK. Harry has so much disrespect towards the royal family, and that is costing everybody. So do the people of the UK want him back? Absolutely not. We need to compare Harry to the Duke of Edinburgh, also known as Edward. He was also informed that no, he couldn't trade on the royal family title, and he wasn't given any support from family members who his company Yacht ended up failing, and he has cause to complain, but after a long discussion, he returned to royal duties and then he worked very hard. He never felt like he needed to say horrible things about his family. Instead, it was the reverse. He took the advice that he was given and he didn't look back. His wife was also a favorite of the Queen, and unfortunately, I think Harry has truly burned his bridges. A return to the fold would require a return to England and a gradual slow reintegration into public engagements. Harry would need to gain a lot of trust back though. And as for Meghan, well, she is not humble enough to do any royal engagements, and she's also way too unpopular. I also think the king is aware of the fact that Harry is unhinged. I don't think he would be trusting him any day soon. I'm worried that at some point Harry is going to come tumbling down a lot like Humpty Dumpty, and his father is going to have to be the one to pick up the pieces, whatever he may have done at the end of the day. Harry is still his son, and I don't think he's going to abandon him, but I think that Harry is going to have to learn a lesson before he is ever allowed back into the truth of the matter is, there is no place for Harry as a working royal. His presence is unnecessary. So unless he's got some kind of real skill, he's better off remaining in California until of course he runs out of lies to make money from, and then I'm guessing he's going to be very interested in the UK. Again, it really is such a crying shame though that in the last few years of his grandmother's life and in her jubilee yearned on the left, Harry acted like such a horrible little spoiled brat. And now he's trying everything he can to mess up the first year of his father's reign. And why Harry claims that he didn't want to live in the public eye anymore, that he didn't want titles for those kids, that he wanted to support the Queen, but he did exactly the opposite. He married a fame and money-hungry actress who can turn on the waterworks whenever she wants to, and he allowed all of his values to evaporate. I just still don't understand what the two of them hope to achieve with all this. I don't think anybody's going to trust a man who basically pissed on his grandmother grave and denounced his father and brother as racist and callous. Even if it just a little bit of it was true. It was not something to announce to the whole world or write about, even if it did make him a lot of money. Harry took his 13 pieces of silver and he's got to live with it. He has to live with the consequences. And you, what do you think about this news? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section. If you think my video is useful, Don't be afraid to like and share with your friends and family members who would enjoy it, and please subscribe to our LVT News channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, and we'll be back to see you.